Welcome to the PodChamp podcast, the cast where we share with you what we've noticed in streaming, gaming news, and internet culture over the last week. The PodChamp, another classic start. I love a good PodChamp. The PodChamp podcast stars an Anchor Point, Radioactive Starfish, Giga, Rux, and I'm your host, Quigabyte. In today's cast, a whole lot of news items. Twitch tags and categories are here. Telltale Games is shutting its doors. We can all cry over that a little bit. So stay tuned for the most interesting conversation you have heard all day because it's PodChamp podcast time.
Here we go.
Delicious.
Man, that sounds like a really good name for a candy bar, the PodChamp. All right. But I've totally lost my train of thought now. But before we jump into our hot topics this week, let's see what the Pod Champions have been up to over the past week. And I think today we will start with Anchor. What's new with you? What have you been playing?
Oh boy. I have been playing a lot of Ark, as if that's news.
Wow. Big news.
Imagine.
Man.
But no, we actually have been playing on a new map called Aberration. I mean, it's not new, but it's new to us. And it's very dangerous, very radioactive, very hallucinogenic. I don't even know if that's the right word. It's just very strange and very new, and we're really enjoying it. We're getting ready for the new map to be coming out in November. So we're just kind of trying to have some new experiences, fun experiences before the new map comes out, because I think everyone will be exclusively playing on that one in November.
So in Ark, when there's a new map, do you start over from scratch?
You can, or you can transport a character you already have to that map. But we've been enjoying starting from scratch lately. On Aberration, we basically just created new characters and started from nothing. And the game is so much more entertaining that way, I think, because everything can kill you and everything will kill you. When you're all powerful and you transfer to a new map and you just already have all this stuff, okay, yeah, it's cool. You can get through the game without dying every 3 minutes. But I think there's something to be said about joining Ark as a new character and the danger that comes along with it. It's more fun, I think. And it's definitely more fun to stream because obviously Twitch chat likes to see you suffer.
Of course. Okay, well that's cool. While you were chatting, Radioactive Starfish decided that we should do a cooking segment moving forward, and that should be called the PodChamp.
Listen,
I love this idea so much.
I'm all for it.
I don't know how one does a podcast cooking segment. I don't know how that was gonna work.
Well, you see, how this is gonna work is it's gonna be a multi-week event. So what happens is we all stream our cameras, and each one of us is preparing a separate part of the recipe, right?
At the end, we all join it together through the power of the teleporter. Is that it?
Then we mail the components to each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll all arrive super fresh.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? An even better idea than that is we each have a camera and we're all following the same recipe, and we're all
And we
trying
all
to make
try
the
it?
same thing.
That would be actually pretty funny.
Oh boy, man, I'm kind of down for that. All right, sometime this year we got to figure that shit out.
That'll be a bonus cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to guess what we're cooking since you can't see it.
Well, that's what
I mean,
I'm saying. We
If we all
multicam it.
put
Yeah.
our cams on,
Yeah.
they can't see it.
Yeah.
We all
I
try to
mean-
do the recipe.
Yeah. That would be
It
I'll
was
so.
bad.
I'll burn my finger off like I did this afternoon. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Probably.
Oh boy.
We'll make for some great content.
Yeah.
Everybody gets some anchor points whenever Anchor burns herself.
I like
No, we'll
that.
turn it into a drinking game. Every time Anchor gets injured, drink.
Oh boy. Yeah. So that's what Anchor's been up to this week. So.
Okay.
So Giga, how about you?
Hey. I've played all the adventure games this week. I played the second episode of The Walking Dead,
Mm.
and I played which we'll probably link into the Telltale we're
Yeah,
talking
a
about
little
later.
bit, yeah.
And I played the first episode of Life is Strange 2 also. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Mm.
I also shot some Nazis for like the last 2 weeks on Sniper Elite 4, which I enjoyed a lot. Never played the series. Started with the last game because I thought that would be a good idea after like 10 years of making this game,
Right.
and I liked it. It was really fun.
Yeah, shooting Nazis can be fun. All right, that's cool. Starfish, I'm sure you've got some super interesting and
Well-
diverse things to share with us. So.
You keep cutting out for me. I hope this stream can hear you.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Anyhow, like every week, I've been knee deep in Battle for Azeroth, playing WoW. So that's been a lot of fun. I've got a couple of characters up to max level now. We've been streaming Splat's quest progress, and I think we're gonna start with a Horde character next.
Yeah, and the fun thing, if you've never heard Starfish stream World of Warcraft, she reads all the quest text to you, so it's like story time with Starfish.
It's so good because I want to know the story, but sometimes I just don't want to read all of that. So it's nice.
I don't have the patience either. So. All right.
Bare asses.
Yeah. All right. So, Rux, how about you, buddy?
Oh my god, well, I've been playing FIFA 19. It's like FIFA 18, which is like FIFA 17.
Yeah.
Which is like FIFA it's a sports game, what do you expect?
Yeah.
And I've been playing Hatsune Miku Project Diva X for some reason. Because I'm a sadist and I thought, hey, I like getting trophies. What game should I play? I know, let's play a game that is literally the same 30 songs over and over and over again until you go insane.
Yeah. I don't really know that game. But so as far as FIFA 19 goes, I mean, can you play as like the referee?
What?
Why?
I was just saying, maybe they've added that by now. It never used to be a.
Why?
Wait. That's the question.
Huh?
Can you play as the
I think that's a fair question.
That's like saying in the new GTA, do you get to play as a police officer that only just paid?
So
Can you play as the flag holder
yeah,
for the drag race?
can you be part of the? Can you be in the stands?
Well, I've never ever even played a game of FIFA, but I'm gonna assume no.
Can you play as the guy that cuts the grass?
Can you?
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's a new spin-off that they're working on, Anchor. It's gonna be like FIFA maintenance.
Hey, you have what's that game called? Visceral Cleanup? Yeah. So it could be an add-on for visceral cleanup. You cut the grass on the pitch.
That's
Well,
exactly what I was thinking of when I said that.
Or is it viscera? I think it's viscera cleanup.
Well,
Whatever.
Luckily for you, Quig, in FIFA 20, they're going to make it so you can play as a steward, so you can put it with opposing fans.
Here's the thing: FIFA actually stands for flags in real action.
You know, you mentioned GTA though, but that's kind of like how Sheriff Eli was famous for, was playing the cop in GTA and goes around and arrests people and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, fun stuff. Wow, Quig is really going off the rails today. What's going on? So I guess
I didn't. Execution has a point there. Like, I didn't want to say it, but like I was like, that's Fira.
I can't spell. I fixed it in my head afterwards, but I didn't say it, so you guys didn't know. It's fine.
Oh, flags in fast action. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Listen, I hit my head this morning. Okay, like cut me some slack.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So about me, I haven't really been playing anything new or interesting. Just World of Warcraft. That's it. That's all the gaming I've done. I think anyway. Can't think of anything else. Not even.
You played Hearthstone.
Well, maybe a little. I think I played a couple games. I definitely played the Brawl, and won on my first attempt. So yeah. All right. So, you gonna say something, Giga?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I think it was Rux that was gonna.
Oh, okay. Well, so let's move on. So let's take. Oops, that's not the right screen. There we go. That's the right screen. So we're going to start with some news. We had a whole bunch of small news today, so we decided to throw all the small news items on a slide and kind of jump through them one by one here, with a beautiful, beautiful giant picture of Ninja on the screen there as well. So.
That's quite the slide.
Yeah. It's a little busy, but we're going to go with it. So YouTube closing gaming app. So basically, YouTube right now has at least 3 apps. They have their main YouTube video app. They have their YouTube music app, which I haven't used very much. And then they also have the YouTube gaming app. Well, in March of next year, they are rolling the gaming app into their main YouTube app and just basically getting rid of the gaming app. So really kind of a shift in direction. I did see some information saying this was really actually an attempt to compete more with Twitch, because Twitch is moving more into YouTube's realm with the clips and the uploaded videos and that kind of stuff. So Twitch has one app, YouTube Gaming has multiple apps. They're kind of bringing that ecosystem into a single app. So yeah. So that's about it for the YouTube one. Has anyone used the YouTube Gaming app?
Nope.
No.
Never in my entire life.
Yeah.
I've opened it a couple of times, but it was mostly for research purposes, for something that we were talking about on the cast. It's not really something that I did for fun.
Yeah. So I remember I used it maybe 2 years ago, maybe a little longer than that ago. I really don't remember. It was soon after it first came out, and I was pretty impressed, actually. I was pretty impressed with the app. At the time, I thought the YouTube gaming app rather, was better than the Twitch mobile app. But yeah, after that, I haven't really used it since. So that shows something. I don't know what, but
Well, it shows that the streamers you watch are on Twitch and not YouTube. That's all.
yeah, that is true. It's really kind of interesting though. This is kind of a little random off the rails thing here, but so YouTube's app on like TVs and the Roku and all that kind of stuff is super solid. It's a really good app. It's well made. It plays really well. So there's a couple streamers I like who actually live stream both to YouTube and to Twitch simultaneously. So how I do it now is for those streamers, I put the YouTube app on the TV, but then I log into the Twitch app for the chat on my phone, and I find that actually works better because the Twitch app, honestly, a lot of their apps, like on TVs and stuff, and the Roku, they're really not that great. I know that the Twitch app on Samsung TVs disconnects all the time. So yeah, random fact. All right, moving on from that. Twitch blocked in China. Yeah, so I guess it had to happen. YouTube is already blocked in China, although as Starfish was telling me before the stream, it's still, what did you say, one of the most watched, fifth watched? I don't remember what you said, but
Well, I don't remember what I said
Yeah.
anymore either.
well,
Just a second. Let me see if I can find that stat again.
yeah. So we are always here with the facts at our fingertips.
Oh, you mean about the popularity of Twitch in China?
Actually, the popularity of YouTube, because Starfish said that YouTube was already blocked in China, but it's
Yeah,
still one of
yeah.
the most popular sites, right?
The power of VPNs.
But yeah, while she's looking at that, so basically,
Yeah.
Twitch has been available in China for quite a while. They don't specifically target China, but last month it exploded in popularity because of they streamed the 2018 Asian Games, which wasn't carried by the Chinese state broadcaster, but they were available on Twitch. So a ton of people tuned in for that. But I guess then the Chinese authorities this month have blocked Twitch outright. So you can't get to the app, you can't get to the website. The app is actually being removed from the App Store in China. So, yeah.
So the stat I fed you before the stream that I then closed and didn't save was that Alexa ranks YouTube as the 11th most visited website in China in spite of the fact that it's blocked under the Great Firewall.
So I wonder whether folks are, how they're getting to it, if it is VPN, like Rux said. But pretty interesting. So has anyone been to China?
No, actually.
I've been to a Chinese restaurant. Yeah.
That is super close.
Yeah, very close. I have never been to China myself.
I have once.
Oh, you have?
For a week, yeah. Because I got one cousin that works basically in immigration there, so he's helping the families that want to move to Canada over here, and so I went to visit him because it was a pretty cheap it was a pretty cheap stay, so I just crashed on his couch for a week. But yeah, I've been once. Not my favorite trip so far, but yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, never been to China myself. I know my brother's been to China, but not really relevant to Twitch being blocked in China.
Hey, we want all the details, man.
Well, let me bring on my brother as the special guest this week.
Special correspondent.
Oh my word! If my brother was on here,
And
all right.
here he is, Quick Bro.
Quick bro, yeah, no, we don't want quick bro in here, man.
Why not?
If you think Rux is sarcastic,
I toned down my sarcasm for this. Thank you very much.
all right. Well, that's enough about Twitch in China. So Sony is now allowing Fortnite crossplay, or they will be allowing it. It's going into beta soon, as I understand. A bit of a watershed moment there. Sony obviously usually very against crossplay, even though technically possible. In fact, I can't remember which publisher said they have basically, it's all ready to go as far as crossplay goes, but they basically have hidden in the game code as a toggle on or off, and they're waiting for that day that Sony says they can enable it. But as far as Fortnite goes, you know, if you have a Fortnite account, you link it to your PS4, you can't play it with that same account on any other platforms. So yeah, it's a positive piece of news, I guess.
So how does that actually, like? Because wasn't Fortnite already cross-platform?
Yes, but Sony was a holdout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because from what I was reading, as soon as you linked your account to your PS4 account, it seems that it then locks you out from using that account on other consoles and PC. So it's kind of weird. I don't really get that, but Rux was saying, we were talking about this a little bit before stream. What incentive is there for Sony to do that? They basically have the largest player base already.
And that's one of the articles I was reading, saying it was very much a coup for the fans, because like keeping their fans happy is the only reason they would have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Gadzooks here is saying that Sony only allowed PS4 and PC, not Xbox with PS4. Really, that's interesting. So good news. Fortnite is going to be available on crossplay. I guess enough people complained about it. So, as they said, it's part of a broader move towards embracing crossplay across multiple titles. So hopefully all of them will. They said, for 24 years, we have strived to deliver the best gaming experience to our fans by providing a uniquely PlayStation perspective. Today, the communities around some games have evolved to the point where cross-platform experiences add significant values to players. In recognition of this, we have completed a thorough analysis of the business mechanics required to ensure that the PlayStation experience for our users remains intact today and in the future as we look to open up the platform. Good Lord. So.
AKA, you whined a lot.
Right.
So, so we're actually allowing it.
Pretty
Feels
much.
good.
Yeah. All right, moving on from that pretty exciting story there. So this is pretty interesting, and good for him. Ninja, the first professional gamer to appear on the cover of ESPN magazine. As we all know, multiple amateur gamers have been on the cover of ESPN before. Just kidding. Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty cool. I've got the cover up there. As you can see, go ahead. Yeah, jump in.
Why is the cover with like the 4 buttons of a PS4 for a dude that made his fame only playing on PC?
That's a really good question. I don't know the answer to
Digital
that.
artist doesn't know anything about.
I mean, clearly you haven't looked at a keyboard recently.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what my keyboard looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's only because you're in Canada, Giga.
Oh yeah, probably.
The Canadian keyboard is different.
Yeah. God knows that's what he would do, man. That would sell so quick. Okay, an only specific Canadian model of keyboard. Hell yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a really good question. It's actually something I noticed when I was putting that picture up there, and Starfish was in the chat, and I was saying, wait a minute, I just noticed the square, circle, triangle, X on here, and then I think Rux came in at that point because I was trying to think, is that PlayStation or Xbox showing my expertise, and he reminded me, of course, that it was PlayStation. So.
Nah, man, it's the Sega Genesis controller.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, Genesis was.
Well, anyway,
ABC.
yeah, it's. I guess it's pretty cool for like
it is
recognition in general, but like I was just curious if there was a reason to that.
Yeah, so Tyler Blevins, as his real name is, the cover of ESPN. So he revealed it on Twitter, and he said he's so excited to be the first professional gamer to be featured on ESPN, the magazine. So I guess the cover and profile will be shown on SportsCenter tomorrow at 7 a.m. When was this article from, though? 17th of September, so we missed that already. But, yeah, so random facts here. So Ninja was the first streamer to reach 10 million followers on Twitch. I believe, what was I? Yeah, he broke, and if you remember, he broke the Twitch streaming record earlier this year with over 628,000 viewers. That was with Drake when they played Fortnite together. So
can I stir the pot a bit?
You usually do. Go right ahead.
Of course.
Do you think he's on the cover because people understand that he's an established gamer and he's like bringing it to light, or if they just brought him on the cover because people know who he is and it'll sell copies.
Hmm.
Probably a mix of both.
I was gonna say I'd probably imagine both.
Because it's kind of almost like a new demographic for the magazine as well.
Right. No, for sure.
Well, yeah, I wonder how many like young gamers asked their parents to buy them this magazine after they saw Ninja on the front and they play a lot of Fortnite. So they're like, "Mom, buy me ESPN's latest magazine." Like, I just wonder if that number has risen significantly.
Yeah, no, that's I get I don't know, that's an interesting question. But either way, I mean, obviously I just think it's pretty cool. To
Yeah, it is
have
cool.
to have someone who gathered his fame really from Twitch streaming make the cover despite the square triangle circle X. So yeah, very cool. All right, so moving on from that, Dr. Disrespect. He's had a few people shooting in his house, or maybe one person shooting in his house. I don't know if we know the details for sure, but I guess it happened twice, as I understand. So I'm just reading here that I think it says that his window was broken. I particularly like it cannot be confirmed if the shooter is deliberately targeting Dr. Disrespect, knowing it's his residence, but it seems unlikely that it would be a random attack 2 days in a row. So
Yeah, you think?
yeah. And I don't know what neighborhood Dr. Disrespect lives in, but in my neighborhood, I don't hear a lot of gunshots. So
I mean, that's some top-notch analysis of the shooter. There.
yeah.
Not sure if he's doing it on purpose, but probably if he does it 2 days in a row. If it would have been only once,
Right.
maybe.
Another news. Sorry.
No,
It
go
might-
ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was about to say it might have been fired from a gun. You never know.
Yeah, could have even been fired from a gun, who knows. Yeah, so Dr. Disrespect said only the window has been hit, and no one's been hurt in the incident, but you can watch the clips for yourself to see where hear his house getting shot at. Yeah, so not good.
Wait, someone shot at a house and they only hit a window. What else did they hit? Nothing? Did they miss the house?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? I
Sorry.
don't know.
I'm like tired, so I'm talking a lot more than I normally do.
That's all right.
You don't need to apologize for talking.
Kind of
Yeah,
what we're here
sorry.
for.
Sorry, guys. On this talk show, I actually talked today. I'm so sorry.
So yeah, I as Anka said, I think we know it wasn't a BB gun or a rock. I guess bullet casings were found, but good news that it only hit a window. No one was hurt, obviously. So yeah.
I think this is kind of scary. I mean, like very scary. It could have hit someone.
Mhm.
It could have hit a family member. It could have hit a neighbor. It could have hit a pet, an animal. Like it could have been way worse. And I think that is what I'm so relieved that nothing bad happened, but it could have been worse. And so I think that speaks to if you are a very popular streamer in your area, perhaps go to your local police department and tell them, hey, I'm a popular streamer. I've been the target of some negative things in the past, just so they know. Like, and the fact that it happened 2 days in a row, like I'd be mortified. I would move. Like, but that's just me. But yeah, I definitely think it speaks to the nature of stream security if you're a big name streamer like he is.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it's very different with folks who become famous through the internet, from streaming. You think about your in quotes regular celebrities through movies and TV. They're often living in secured places, where people can't get to them. And a lot of the time with streamers, they're just living in an ordinary house on an ordinary street. So if their information gets leaked, it's not a good situation. So yeah, again, fortunately, no injuries at this point. All right, and the last item of This Is the News is that Xbox is getting a new Twitch beta client. So there you go, and they're gonna focus on it being less buggy, which is great, I guess. I mean,
Sure.
You'd hope so.
yeah, they said the focus of the app is stability. Twitch is the default gaming streaming, or was the default game streaming platform until Mixer came along. So now Mixer is the default on Xbox, which makes perfect sense, both being Microsoft, right? But so apparently the current app, and I think I may be mentioning what I think of Twitch's apps earlier on, but they said the current app is unreliable and crashes often. So yeah, new beta Twitch app coming soon, maybe available already, not quite sure. Again, bringing all the facts, that's what we're here for.
It always seems weird to market someone as being more stable.
Right.
Yeah, I know. The beta is available now.
It is, okay, great.
I don't think the actual non-beta version is available.
Yeah. So if you watch Twitch on the Xbox, you may want to check that out. All right. Okay, so we'll move on to we have two little more meaty categories, or we'll see if they are really more meaty. But we have yeah, right. So
time will tell.
Time will tell. That reminds me of Red Alert. So Twitch tags and categories, they're live now. We've killed communities. So yeah. So I put a screenshot here of what it looks like. You guys probably already familiar with it, being having seen it on Twitch yourself. But as you can see here, you have the categories filter, much like the old games filter, and then, or rather, the selection box. And then you can actually filter the tags, which is actually pretty neat. I was trying it out earlier today. As you can see, I decided to filter by action. So then it's just returning me games that are action. And you can do that on streams too. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. So tag filtering helps you narrow down to game genres, types of play, specific heroes. The rollout's been a little bumpy. Some missing tags, including variety, independent, horror. No tags speak to the vibe, tone, or style of the game. And funnily enough, I've actually heard people complaining that IRL is gone from the categories list, and there's no creative too.
So it's not in the categories list, but there's still a filter for creative. I just was looking at it earlier. There is. Also, horror is a genre tag and will automatically get applied to horror games, as seen in your screenshot. So I'm not really sure why they think that's
there.
missing.
It is right there. Again, our news is 100% reliable. Do not question it.
Maybe next week I'll proofread a quick slide.
Hey, I took it from the article, man.
I know. And it's not something you can choose. So I can
right
where their confusion came from. It's just automatically applied because Dead by Daylight, for example, is a horror game. So it's automatically applying that genre.
That makes sense. So I guess, yeah, go ahead, Giga.
I never, well, I've not streamed creative yet, but maybe I'll defer to Anchor for that. Is it clearer? Is it better the way it's filtered now for creative?
Well, I haven't streamed creative in a while either. However, I know that there was a lot of nervousness, possible uproar when they announced the categories that are available in creative. Like under creative, there are some other filters, I guess.
Yeah.
And they didn't have specific enough filters for creators that I, for example, follow on Twitter. There was one for artists or painters, maybe one sewing one or something, and then the other one was just a very generic filter, and people were outraged. They were like, we want a separate one for cosplays. We want a separate one for sewing and crochet and knitting. We want one for makers. Like, I think the one that was people were the most upset about was it said something like hobbies, maybe.
Okay.
And a streamer I follow was like, my creativity, my art is not a hobby. It's my job. Like, I'm a maker. I'm not a hobbyist, I guess.
And I think
that was
they
the
got
only
rid of that.
option. Yes. And they did end up changing it. So from
So
what I understand, the filters have gotten much better since they've released this.
So I'm
Looks
actually
like it.
looking at it now because I was
Yeah.
curious. Right now it's music and performing arts, art, makers and crafting, food and drinks, and beauty and body art. Well,
Okay.
I only see these 5. Correct me if you guys see
That's
anything
what's
else.
live right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
So-
so the one that said like hobby or something
Yeah.
like that is gone now, and it's makers and
And crafting.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's interesting. Excuse me. I just went back to the browse page to just take another look at that, and I can filter by creative though. So if I put creative in there, I see creative, character creation, digital art, fan art, pixel art, traditional art. So yeah. So from a category standpoint, I definitely see creative there.
Now, I suspect, and I don't know for sure, but I think this may work very similar to. I'm just trying to look. Very similar to how that genre tag works. I think if you tag yourself in art, it automatically puts you in creative.
Hmm.
So it's one of those, like, it's not something you can choose. Yes, it's missing, but it's one you can still filter by.
Yeah. Because these categorizations, now I'm looking more deeply at it, they look pretty good, actually. Seems like a pretty good way of getting very specific to what you're looking for.
Yeah. So there's like a Dropbox from Justin TV. I just noticed that. That has all the new tags listed. And I had put that in our little Trello that we use to prepare. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot in here. There's
It's
one
like
for brewing if you're brewing beer or something. You know what I mean? Like, it gets pretty specific.
Yeah, honestly, now I'm looking, and I'm gonna bring this. Over here. So let me see. I think you guys. Here you go. I'm improvising. That's never good, but I think if I zoom in a little bit.
Okay, scroll over or something. Yeah, now we can see it.
So these are the categories, I guess. So now these are these tags or categories? I'm getting confused with the difference between
These are
tags and categories.
tags.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure what the difference is, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. But these look pretty. Any percent here? That's good for speed running.
Can you do me a favor, Quig?
Yeah.
Can you do a search on that page that you're on right now?
Yeah. Just say. Yeah. What do you want me to look for?
Is there one that's like simulator, simulation, anything like that available?
I don't see. No, there is not.
So don't you think that's like a major like tag? I mean, I play primarily simulation games, Sims.
But
like,
that's a genre game, though, right? So maybe if you go in and look, let me look. If I was to search the category,
I guess I'm thinking of it as
there's
a tag.
literally a category called simulation.
So that's gonna pop up as a genre tag, automatically tagged to whatever game you're playing.
But like,
So,
I don't know. I guess because the other day I was playing The Sims and I didn't see that tag on my stream.
It
But you're
should.
saying-
Like, if I look
Yeah,
right
it's
now, Sims has that as a simulation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I
does
see it.
Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, and like all of those say simulation.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, okay. Well, I guess maybe that just is a issue with my stream then, or something. Because when I was looking at my channel the other day while I was live, the only like item I saw below my stream was English, and that's it.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's weird.
Thingy.
So maybe
Thanks,
maybe
Rex.
you have to add. I don't know.
So Yeah, we're discovering this with you guys. So
we'll have to play with that a little bit on our own streams.
but I
and
definitely do see
what we
Sims 4
think.
tagged as simulation. Yeah.
Um,
So there's a lot of detail in here. So I mean, this seems like it would be very good at being able to drill down to stuff.
What happens if you're British and you want the correct way to spell words, though? I'm only saying like,
Contact Twitch.
because I saw the coloring tag and I was like, that doesn't have a U in it. How dare they?
So just to keep on Anchor's point, I'm
Yeah.
I'm actually looking through my dashboard right now. So it seems that it is a category in the browsing system. So when you browse Twitch, you can actually look up simulation, and it will pop up. But when you do it on your dashboard and actually try to write in simulation, you won't be able to use it as a tag. It's not there.
Right. That's what I was getting at, is that I was looking for it as a tag and it was not there. So if it automatically does it, great. But I just didn't see it on my channel while I was streaming the other day. So it's
Yeah,
kind of confusing.
I doubt it will do it automatically if you can't choose it. That's so weird.
Yeah, especially because simulations are like a big, I mean, that's 90% of the games I play.
but that, like I said, that should automatically be on there.
There's some really interesting ones here, like worker placement. So, for streams that feature a game in which players select individual actions from a set available to all players. What? Okay.
Individual actions.
They have that as a tag, but not simulation. Okay, great.
But yeah.
But I think these are mostly kind of for non-traditional games, because you've got the genres that should be set up on regular games.
Oh, I see what you mean. So like
Right.
if it's not like one of the more like popular games and you need to tag your stream as something else so that people can find you, maybe? Like
Right, or
yeah.
If I'm playing World of Warcraft, I might tag PvE because I don't PvP. And so people who are looking for a World of Warcraft stream that does PvP, like, they aren't going to click mine.
Wow.
They'll know before they click.
Some of these tags are actually really large, like mixed poker game or whatever.
Oh, there are a ton of tags for poker. I was noticing that, like tabletop card games, I feel like there's a ton of tags.
I like this tag, keycaps, for streams with an emphasis on the production of decorative caps for keys on a keyboard.
Is that a big market?
Man, there are so many of those streams I've seen.
Like, we make fun. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know, actually.
What is Ludum Dare?
I have no idea. You know, this is everyone's homework. Go look for
what?
Look for these tags on Twitch and let us know all the cool streamers you find by searching in these tags, please.
I'm gonna look up.
So, Ludum Dare.
It's a game jam, basically.
Yeah, it's a game jam event.
I've noticed a lot of the tags are to do with speedrunning as well.
That is actually a really huge market or demographic or whatever on Twitch, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of speedrun channels.
Yeah, that's true.
I watched them all. Well, not all of them, because that'd be insane.
Every single one.
So there is no one streaming. You're right there, Rex. There is no one currently streaming in keycaps. So if you guys want to stream decorative keycaps, get on it right now. You'll be the number one.
Yeah, you'll
number one.
You'll corner that market so easy.
Where is Alex?
Right. That's a good point. So they've got categories for TwitchCon, for PAX, so I don't know. This looks like a pretty good list. You know, maybe this will be more successful than communities were.
You know, the funniest thing is I went looking for reactions, new tags, to see, you know, if there was any articles about how, you know, big streamers were saying this drove or not traffic to their streams. And I didn't really find anything. I found the world blowing up because communities are gone. And I went, people used that?
I thought no one liked communities, so okay.
And it was like, but there's no chill stream tag. Like, but it didn't mean anything.
I think what we've learned over the years on like whether it's Twitch or video games, I think like nerds don't like change.
Well,
think it's just
I
True
think
story.
humans
It's
don't
just-
like change. That's a fair assessment in general.
because like it's basically getting rid of wanting to implant a similar system but trying to make it a little clearer. So what how could you be like super upset about that?
Yeah.
But that's like their announcement where they put up the Twitch blog or whatever that had the article about this. They were like, all of the reactions are negative. Ugh, my communities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Just fixing the slide there. But yeah, and I am. I mean, obviously, I'm sad to lose the Dank Bites community, which I created, but
Which includes you and Mr. Bite.
which includes me and Mr. Bite, you know.
Uh-huh.
But very sad to lose that community.
I'm still waiting to be part of that as part of Gigabyte, but you know, that's all right. I'll still wait.
Yeah.
Be an honorary bite.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's fun. We'll have to see how this plays out. Twitch tags and categories. Honestly, having dug into it a little bit during this discussion, I'm pretty positive about it. It looks
Same,
pretty good.
Same here. Yeah.
So, all right, and I hate to end this discussion though on a negative, but Telltale Games, man,
Yeah.
is shutting its doors. I put a few of their biggest hits up on the screen here. I mean they made so much good stuff. I've missed a lot, but Giga, I know that you've been playing the Walking Dead too. So
It's a game series that's very close to my heart. I'm literally having an avatar made right now that I can use on stream, either for a like OBS scene or just as an icon for the stream or whatever. That's literally Walking Dead related. So, yeah, I'm super sad about Telltale shutting down. Because it shuts down the work of really intelligent and creative people. But I won't name any names for obvious reasons. But I actually knew somebody that worked at Telltale, and I'm sad and not sad at the same time because their workforce was super committed, really talented people that were hyper overworked by and not as respected as they should have been by their company. So yeah, it's I don't know how to feel about this one.
yeah. And so the other thing I was seeing too, mixed news about whether or not the games they're working on are gonna be finished or not. I guess the Wolf Among Us 2 and Stranger Things, are they cancelled? Are they not?
They are super canceled.
They are. Okay.
Yeah. The only thing that might get finished is well, one is surely going to be finished. They're working on story mode Minecraft, something for Netflix. So they have to finish that one because well, their partners paid for that, so they actually have to finish that one. The other one might be The Walking Dead because a couple different people approached them to say that they would like to help them finish that one since people paid for the game already. But we can assume every other project are scrapped. Like other than the story mode for Netflix and maybe, and it's a big maybe, The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I saw something on Twitter about another studio possibly wanting to pick that up, The Walking Dead, and finish it, but I think people were worried that it's not going to have the same feel.
Yeah.
Like when another studio with different people are working on it, and I think that's pretty obvious. If it's not the same people working on it, it's not going to be the same.
No, for sure. Sure. I think the talks were about actually keeping the team, the dev team of The Walking Dead, employed till they finish the episodes. That I think that was the main thing that was happening. I don't think like another studio wanted to take it from them. But yeah, it wouldn't maybe be the same, and it would be maybe rushed. At least, well, probably fucking rushed.
Right.
Because usually, if I'm not mistaken, the third episode original release date was supposed to be in like a month. So if they do want to finish it, they need to figure that shit out pretty damn quick.
Or how would you feel if you were basically fired and then they were like, JK, we want you to finish this? Like,
Yeah,
you're
that's the
gonna
other
feel
thing.
like dirt the entire time you're trying to
That's
finish
that's
this
the other
game.
thing.
Like,
I was talking to a few people about it, and like if I was in that studio team right now, I would actually be I would actually like to be the 320 people fired and the 25 people that are left there working
Right.
there. Because first of all, you get some sense of closure, right? Like it's done. You can start working out. Uh, you can start looking for other avenues. As the one that are there right now, forced to work basically. Like they know they're gonna be working for like 3 or 4 more months, and then they'll have to work with like while 320 other talented people in their field are actively looking for new jobs right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shit show. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, and I have some experience too of being in a company where pretty much everybody else in the company gets laid off and they ask you to stay for a while.
Yeah.
And man, that sucks so bad. You know, I was in a development company and you're there and like all the desks are empty and there's just a handful of you there and it's so depressing. I think after like a week or two of that, I said, can you just lay me off too? Because it
for
sucked so
sure.
bad. So.
Yeah, like the work environment and like there has to be like some sort of amount of guilt too, right?
Yeah.
Like so yeah, it's I think all like as in game, if we're talking only games, yeah, just assume everything is scrapped
Mhm.
other than maybe The Walking Dead will get finished.
Okay. Well, I hope it does so that you can complete your experience, Giga.
Yeah, like I said, I'm like I was actually, because I streamed the second episode this week on stream, and like people were asking me like how do you feel about it, because like everybody knows it's one of my favorite games,
Yeah.
and I literally said I think I'd rather have the rest of the game scrapped and not me getting an ending to the game than like the people this dev team actually work on it in the conditions that they would work on
I
it.
see. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's going to be an issue anyway, even if it does get repicked up, because people are just going to be like, no matter how amazing the game is, people are going to be like, oh, it would have been better.
Yeah. That too. I'm trying to think if if there's any other game studios that got shut down and then someone else picked up the series from them. I was trying to think if there are any examples.
Sims?
Sims.
yeah,
Well,
Maxis. when
kind
Maxis
of,
went
but
away.
well, kind of though. But that was kind of more like EA absorbed them, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just think of the many companies that EA have brought.
Yeah. Well, yeah. EA's like a man. They it's like a terror. It's like a huge like monster that goes around, right, absorbing companies and destroying them, and then taking their series and doing terrible
I'm
things.
telling
to
your
them.
boss.
Shut up.
I mean, one that I can think of, but I'm not sure if it's right or not, would be like Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh boy, no, that's a great example, right? Oh man,
Dude,
who
that
ended
was
up
real.
finishing that? Do you remember what studio that was?
No.
Man, I kind of feel bad for that studio because the game was shit, but they didn't have a lot to go on, right? The game that had been developed so far was pretty bad. Was it Gearbox? I think Gearbox, yeah. Good old Gearbox took it over from 3D Realms, and then it was published by 2K Games.
There's like 5 developers listed on
I see that, yeah.
here. That's
I think
insane.
it went through multiple development companies. But yeah, Gearbox was the final one for sure. Being famous, Gearbox, of course, being famous for Half-Life Blue Shift, the best version of Half-Life ever. Right, I can tell that no one else has played the amazing Half-Life Blue Shift.
I have.
I have not. I was trying as long as you were talking. I was like trying like, have I played?
So you remember in the original Half-Life, there's that security guard called Barney.
Yeah.
Yeah, Half-Life Blue Shift is you play as Barney.
Oh really? Well, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sure
that-
it's caught up a
And that's
lot.
why Quig asks questions like, "Can I play as the ref?"
And instead of G-Man, you see Mr. T-Man.
Oh boy. So anyway, I don't have a lot more to say about it.
Now I'm curious. Let's see the reviews on that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it reviewed well or not. It's old.
Well, it's from what I like the main here, like GameSpot, IGN.
It got 7 out of 10 on
Metacritic.
GameSpot.
Yeah, it's either 6 or 7 out of 10. So I guess
It's not the worst
okay.
game.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
I mean, you've also got to consider that it came out years and years ago.
Yeah. For sure.
For like 7 out of 10 men, okay.
Yeah. So, funny story about Blue Shift, as I remember, it actually was supposed to be a console exclusive version of Half-Life. And then I don't remember exactly what happened, but for some reason that got cancelled. So Gearbox just rejigged it like a half-finished game and just released it on the PC. So yeah, it's really short, but it's not bad.
But yeah,
Anyway, so
Telltale closing sucks, but
Yeah.
it makes you feel better because they treated their stuff like shit, so they kind of deserved it in a way.
wow.
I mean,
You heard it here
yeah.
first, folks.
I mean,
It's true.
I-
It's true.
I- it's like
It's not to be. It's a common practice in this field, TBH though. So, you just hire many people, and you just lay off after when it's done. Like anything that's left that you don't need, basically. So
yeah, but you lay off people after they finish the job, not when they're in the middle of doing it,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
without even warning them.
Yeah, it's bad.
It'd be like coming to this podcast next week and it's just Quigger.
That could happen. No, I'm kidding. I'll lay these guys off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I feel so conflicted about it because like I said, especially The Walking Dead. There were many
Right.
other games like The Wolf Among Us and like a lot of great games, but especially that series like is by far one of my favorite, and has created one of my favorite characters in the last 10 years in Clementine. And yeah, I probably won't get to see the end of it, but I think I'd rather that than like force people to work on it for 4 months.
Yeah.
So, can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Do you think this will end episodic games in general? Do you
That's a
think
good
it will, like,
question.
ruin the structure of it? Because, yeah, it kind of.
There's not a lot of
What?
people other than them that did that, right?
I don't know
got
what you're
like-
talking about. Half-Life is good at episodic games, right?
Yeah.
So they released episode 1, then like 2 years later, episode 2, and then what is it now? Like 10 years later, we're still waiting for episode 3.
But the difference is that the two games kind of had endings that
Eh,
made sense. a
Yeah,
little bit.
well, episode 2 is on a cliffhanger, but
you know,
kind
you
of.
don't play Half-Life 1, pick up the crowbar, and it goes to be continued.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, and it's a little bit of a, side path here. Side path? That's not the right word. But
We understood.
yeah, but so you had Half-Life 1, you had Half-Life 2, but then Valve came out and said, hey, we're going to do this thing called episodic gameplay, right? Episodes. We're gonna be releasing like every 6 months to a year. We're gonna release a new episode of Half-Life. That's what we're gonna do. And then they did 2 episodes, and we never got the third part of the series. So, but as far as other people who are doing episodic content, I'm trying to think who else does it.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Life is Strange.
Wasn't one of the Hitman games episodic?
Yeah, the last one.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, the question is it?
Are these both Square Enix? Yeah, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hitman and Life is Strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I think they were clearly the main developers of episodic games. I think we can all agree on that. I don't think other studios won't like try to actually make a game out of that. I think they will. Is Little Nightmares technically episodic? Not really. It was DLCs, I think, right?
Well, they marketed it as DLC, but it was 3 parts of the same story, and then the story was resolved at the end of the 3rd part. I don't know. They didn't market it as episodes, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it really depends how you define episodic, because is World of Warcraft episodic? They keep releasing new expansions, which are the new episodes that continue the story, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess episodic would be like you pay for a game, but then it gets released in bits instead of paying for a game every time.
Oh, you're talking more about the model of it, like
Yeah.
the sale model. Okay. Yeah. Then I guess Little Nightmares wouldn't be counted as that. But Life is Strange is.
Yeah,
for
Life
sure.
is Strange for sure.
It's
Yeah.
Hitman 2. That's the only 2 I can think of.
All right. So yeah, so we'll end on that happy note.
Let's.
Cheers, flag.
I almost rearranged the order we were going to do things so that we didn't end on such an unhappy note. But...
we can. Do you have it like a puppy video or something? we can just throw in there.
Right.
I mean,
Well, yeah, two things. It is what is it? International Podcast Day today. Hurrah! And also
Quick, make another slide.
Sure. Hang on. There you go.
And it has to be a drawing by you too. Like no pressure though. Just do it on the spot.
Oh my god, quick drawings are the best.
No, we don't do quick drawings. There you go.
Come on.
There you go.
International podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And also, today is last day of September, right?
Look at
Oh,
your
can
screen.
I?
Oh,
Look at
by
your
the way, speaking of last day of September, small plug. If anybody watching right now has a gifted sub to any one of our channels, last day to renew it for $1. Just small plug there.
$1, people.
Yes,
That's all you
please
have
do.
to pay.
And the streamer gets the full amount
full
that they
amount.
would be getting for that sub, so it's an even better deal than you think.
Yeah. So do it. Do it now. There you go. Pro stream.
it's missing the art.
It's missing the art. Yeah.
I'm
can't.
gonna need a quick drawing. I'm just gonna.
I
I'm
just-
sorry.
Yeah.
What do you want me to draw?
Money and like someone cheering because they've got a sub.
Dollar bills
You
raining
know.
from the sky.
Just a small thing.
Get
like
out your
that.
paint.
All right. Here we go. This is that's his hands.
Mm-hmm.
He's got some shoes on too.
Ooh.
And
Just someone making it rain from their one sub.
yeah. This is a $1 bill, I guess. And if you, there you go, and we're gonna have arrows back and forth because he's exchanging his $1 bill, and in return he gets
Wow.
what does he get? He gets entertainment, which
A
is represented
sub.
by a check mark,
Now draw a sandwich, a sub
a
sandwich.
sub sandwich. There we go. That's kind of like a sub sandwich, right? And we'll have a little bit of lettuce coming out the end.
What?
Uh-huh.
There you
Yeah, you
go.
know, sub sandwich. Oh yeah.
So-
That looks like a sausage. Can I just say?
no, it does not. A
It looks
sausage,
like a fish.
I was gonna say a fish.
that's a sausage.
Now,
There you go.
now draw a Subway with Subnautica in it, and then draw someone playing the game as Subutio.
And then the Beatles, the old submarine.
Uh-huh. All right, so we're done with this.
Yep. That's the string, guys.
All right. Well,
This has been Drawful.
yeah. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed the cast. I'm Quigabyte. Thanks go to Giga, Anchor, Starfish, and Rux. We've been PodChamp Podcast. That's PodChamp, PodCast. Follow us on Twitter. Follow all our channels on Twitch. And resub as the last day of September. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Boy.
Goodbye.
Yeah, shitlords.